Basics of acting. I will mark it as a course, which is helpful because YouTube gives you that option so that you will be able to watch them in order. So today's lesson is called The Great Thought Leaders of Acting, A Journey Through Time. So you can do that at home no matter where you are finding me, is what I meant to say. And if you're following along with our series Mastering the Basics of Acting, oh, that's what I'm calling this. That's right. This is called Mastering the Basics of Acting. Welcome. If you're one of my current students, this is for you. If you've never met me before, this is also for you. I'm so fancy, right? This video is your companion piece right alongside the actor's daily journal, otherwise known as my MFA in your pocket. So each teacher we meet today connects to a quote or an exercise from the journal. So grab your notebook, or better yet, download the actor's daily journal, and let's begin our journey. The actual script. If you took your clues and direction directly from within it, what if you too acted with your whole body, your heart and your soul included, no longer acting, but living the role? Isn't that really why we go to the movies? Because we're watching people dive in and we get sucked in and we totally forget that we even bought a ticket. And then it ends, you're like, oh, I gotta go back to my real life. Yeah, or maybe you're happy to go back to your real life. But that's our goal in this series, is to explore the methods or the method that will make that possible for each of us. Chapter 2, Constantin Stanislavski. The time, the 1800s and the early 1900s. Stanislavski is quite often referred to as the father of modern acting. Fast forward to Moscow, late 1800s. Stanislavski gets tired of fake gestures and melodrama and says, let's just stop pretending and start believing. He creates the system of given circumstances, objectives, actions, and the magic if. This is a quote. My system can be summed up as follows. It is not a hand-me-down suit that you put on ready-made. Each of you must tailor it to your own measurements. Each must make it his own. You can find the book An Actor Prepares by Constantin Stanislavski at the link in my description. In fact, there's an Amazon link that leads you to all of the books I explore here. So does this sound familiar? It should, because every modern teacher you've ever heard of, Adler, Strasberg, Meisner, Uta Hagen, learned from him or rebelled because of him. He's the root of all of it. So here's my question. What if acting wasn't about performing at all? What if it was about believing? Truly, really strong make-believe, just like we did as kids. Chapter 3, Michael Chekhov, the early 1900s, the imagination and energy guy. One of Stanislavski's students, actually, Michael Chekhov, yes, Anton's nephew, took the system and said, let's go deeper into imagination and physical energy. He believed your body could access emotions faster than your brain. Did you catch that? Your body could access emotions faster than your brain through what he called the psychological gesture. In the Actor's Daily Journal, Act 2, on imagination and expansion, we have an exercise there for you. It's called Imagination Walk on day 27, and it's from A Challenge for the Actor by Uta Hagen. If you're studying with me in person, we might go to that now and look at that. Chekhov's work is like yoga for actors. I could use some yoga. It frees you from overthinking and gets you into the flow. So ask yourself, what emotion could my body lead me to today? Now, acting is kind of crazy making in some ways, so you gotta be careful. You're exploring emotions that sometimes we don't even want to feel in real life. But you need to know which body parts open up and allow you to express that. My sadness lives right here, I'll tell you that. That's a whole nother story. Chapter 4, The American Explosion. That was the 1930s to the 1960s, when acting crossed the Atlantic and split like a family tree. Stanislavski's ideas landed in New York, and boom, the group theater was born. Out of that one company came 3 of the biggest names you'll ever hear: Lee Strasberg, Stella Adler, and Sanford Meisner. Same parents, very different children. Lee Strasberg, the emotional memory guy. Strasberg studied Stanislavski's early work and doubled down on using your own life memories to power emotion. It became known as method acting. Think Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Marilyn Monroe. On day 2 of the Actors Daily Journal, I talk about emotional recall as a monologue, and that comes from An Actor Prepares, and also the Lee Strasberg technique. Powerful? Yes. Dangerous if overdone? Also yes. You don't always need to relive heartbreak to play heartbreak. Think about that. Next, Stella Adler, the imagination queen. Adler broke from Strasberg after studying directly with Stanislavski in Paris. She said, "Don't use your trauma, use your imagination." So there's no wrong or right. There is no wrong or right way for you. I would caution to say there's only a safe way for you. Is it better for you to tap into something that really happened to you, or is it better for you to use your imagination? I would say the one that is safer for you as a person, as a student, and the one that brings the character to life best. That's the right one for you, at least today. On day 13, Stella Adler, The Art of Acting. Here's a quote. I like this one. "The imagination is closer to the actor's truth than reality." Adler taught Brando and De Niro, pushing culture, art, and curiosity. Her lesson, expand your world so your work expands too. Expand your world. So if you're a younger student of mine, examine the world outside yourself, outside your town. And I think that's a really good reason for us to be going over this lesson right now. That's expanding your world. All you know is that you watch TV shows and movies, maybe. I'm not saying this is you specifically, but you watch them and you just think, oh, I want to do that. Well, I think it's good that we're expanding your world by looking into the history that got us where we are as actors today. Next, Sanford Meisner, the moment-to-moment master. Meisner said, "All right, you two can debate imagination versus memory. I'm going to focus on truth in the moment." He built his technique around repetition, listening and responding truthfully. And in the Actors Daily Journal on day 3, we cover Sanford Meisner on acting. And here's a quote. "Acting is the ability to behave absolutely truthfully under imaginary circumstances." Just like a big game of make-believe. So if you've ever done that exercise where you repeat, "You're wearing a blue suit," until you start crying or laughing or it changes, that's where it came from. Sanford Meisner. Now, what would happen if you stopped trying to act? And if you simply started listening and reacting truthfully? That's Sanford Meisner as well. Chapter 5. Uta Hagen, the 1950s through 1980s. Think the practical professor. While the others were preaching philosophy, Uta Hagen was busy teaching craft. Her book, Respect for Acting, and the other, A Challenge for the Actor, became every serious actor's toolkit. You can get both of those. I believe my link, myactingbooks.com, still goes to my Amazon playlist. If not, it's down there in the description. On day 4 of the Actors Daily Journal, we quote Uta Hagen from Respect for Acting. "Overcome the notion that you must be regular. It robs you of the chance to be extraordinary." I like that quote so much. She gave us substitution, object exercises, and the golden rule of specificity. Her message, don't wait to be taught, act to learn to act. So you act to learn to act. You want to be a good actor? Act. Memorize something today. See how truthful it can be. In fact, if you're studying with me in person, we're definitely going to challenge you to do this today, and I'm probably going to pull something from Shakespeare. Since that's where we started in this lesson today. Chapter 6, Viola Spolin, the 1950s to 1970s, the mother of improvisation. If Hagen gave us the discipline, Spolin gave us the freedom. She created theater games that shaped Second City and Saturday Night Live. On day 64 of the Actors Daily Journal, I quote Viola Spolin from Improvisation for the Theater, and here's the quote. Through spontaneity, we are reformed into ourselves. I think we're very spontaneous as actors and people, and it's only because we are taught there's a wrong or right way of doing or being or acting the older we get. And so we have to remove those inhibitions. And especially in improv, there's no wrong or right answer. Just do the yes and take in what you've been given and add to it. That'll help you as an actor in everything you do. Take in what the other person is giving you and add to it emotionally in your response. And even if you're saying words that aren't your own, out of your own imagination because you're working on a script, you can still do it in a yes and way. Listen to what the person is giving you, take it in, and reply truthfully. So Viola Spolin reminded us that play is the pathway to truth. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly played on set or on stage or in acting class with Miss Dawnnie? When did you just forget what you thought you were going to do and you just played and acted and reacted naturally? That's why I love this so much. Chapter 7, the modern era, 1980s to today, where technique meets booking power. Okay, now we jump to teachers shaping today's working actors, blending artistry with career strategy. There's Larry Moss. He coaches or has coached DiCaprio, Hilary Swank, and countless others. He preaches deep script analysis. Don't act your emotions, act actions. We talk about actions here on this channel. If you want to watch a video on actions specifically, just go to one of my playlists here, or just Google the word, or just go on the YouTube search and look up actions. It's in there. Act, what is that, 11 in the Actors Daily Journal. Consistency is the mark of excellence. Consistency. Taking consistent action to get better at your craft, any craft, specifically acting, is a mark of excellence. Ivana Chubbuck, author of The Power of the Actor. She turns pain into power, obstacles into objectives. Students who have studied under or this method, Ivana Chubbuck's method, Charlize Theron and Halle Berry. Her mantra is, don't cry about it, fight for it. I like that. I'll have to read that. I'm certain I have The Power of the Actor, and if it's not in my list on Amazon, I'll add it, okay? Amy Lyndon, I can highly recommend. She's my acting coach. The booking queen. Yes, she is. And here's where we bring it home. Amy Lyndon, my own coach and creator of the Lyndon technique, which if you're studying with me, we go over the guidelines, the 15 guideline map to booking. And this session specifically my older students, we are going to go over her 15 techniques, or 15 guidelines in her Lyndon technique. There, that's what I meant to say. She flips the focus to specificity in reading comprehension of the script itself. Very much so. It's about consistency, preparation, and delivering truth that books. In Act 10 of the Actors Daily Journal, here is a really great quote. Preparation meets opportunity. That's where the job is won. So when you get auditions, you don't want to be rusty and you don't want to have not been acting at all. You want to feel prepared because you've been acting daily or at least weekly with your coach or with me or here on YouTube. And then when that opportunity arises, you know exactly what to do. You do all the script breakdown that you're learning here on this channel or with me as your coach, and you just go in and you book the job. Sounds easy, right? Sometimes it is that easy. Her mantra could easily sit beside Stanislavski's. I gotta tell you, I agree with that. I began as a Stanislavski student, and now I'm an Amy Lyndon student. Love the art in yourself, not yourself in the art. Only she says, be the guy, or be the girl. People will study with her and get kicked out of class. Nope, you're not the girl. Go find her. And what does that mean? It means that you're just making random choices, or it hasn't been invested fully in you as a person. You're showing us instead of just living it and being it. That's what that means. Kimberly Jentzen. I wish I had my little cards here to show you, but she has some cards. I believe if you go on her website, you'll see what I'm talking about how to access your various emotions. She speaks about emotional truth, and I can very much say that in an hour coaching with her online, I was like, we actually had to stop because she was afraid too many huge emotions were going to come out, and we were just doing an improv. So she's the author of Acting with Impact. Kimberly Jentzen blends emotional honesty with precise on-camera technique, helping actors bring their humanity straight to the lens. She reminds us that the technique means nothing without the heart. I believe that, and I think that that's very important, because I do have to confess that I started out in the theater. If you know me or you're my student, you know that. I even get called on it sometimes. That was a little too actor-schmactory, Dawnnie. And that means that you're going through the motions, you're doing all the correct things, you're breaking down your script, but you're not grounding it and living in it. You're showing us instead of just being. So sometimes if you started out in the theater and you're used to elevating it in, volume, largeness, because you're this little tiny speck on a stage and you have to hit the back of the house, or you're doing outdoor theater, that kind of sticks with you. And every now and then it rears its ugly head in me. So remember, technique means nothing without heart. And there is an emotional honesty exercise in Act 10 of the Actor's Daily Journal, so look for that. The Houde School of Acting. This is next on our list. The modern Meisner voice of today. The Houde School of Acting is founded by Jessica Houde Morris, and she is one of the acting teachers and coaches featured in the Hollywood Winner's Circle. If I haven't mentioned that, I'm a lifetime member, and if you want to learn more, I'll put my affiliate link in the description. Really quickly, I just want to tell you that a sale is about to start. I'm a lifetime member of the Hollywood Winner's Circle, and I cannot speak highly enough about them. These are all the things that you get. You can go on here and you can view all these member testimonials. Look at all the things we get. We get weekly Zoom sessions. Look at this. 65 step-by-step videos, live weekly coaching, industry guests come, you're in the private Facebook group, all these things. So I have just been told that there's a sale coming. So July 1st through July 5th, this link that I have right here will automatically give you $300 off of my affiliate price. Again, this is literally how I went back into the business myself. All right, let's keep going. I'm so excited. Then I go to an AmyLyndonActor.club, or I go to a Wendy Elaine Wright master course on whatever it is we're working on, and I come out of there going, oh, I can do anything. So
I know. We're so happy to be here, and we're so glad you asked us, Dawnnie. And I'm a big fan of yours, Dawnnie, because I see your dedication, your positivity, your passion, and you also help so many people as you're going along the way. I love your YouTube channel.
I love these ladies so much. I could stay at this part of the video all day. But let's get back to our lesson.
You can do this. We believe in you. We got you. We love you.
Thank you, Amy and Wendy. You have many coaches and teachers to choose from, my friends. Here's the final chapter. All right. So what did you learn today from our journey? That acting isn't one road. It's a map. It's a map filled with landmarks and legends. In his own words, Stanislavski can be quoted as saying, "My system can be summed up as follows." We've already said this once, but I'm going to repeat it because I really like it. It is not a hand-me-down suit that you put on ready-made. Each of you must tailor it to your own measurements. Each must make it his own. So there you go. We've got Stanislavski, who gave us the compass, Adler, who handed us imagination, Meisner taught us to listen, Hagen taught us to work, And the modern coaches from Lyndon to Jentzen to Houde show us how to apply it all in the room or the self-tape where it matters. And remember, day 29 from Stanislavski from Building a Character. Talent is nothing without discipline. That's on day 29 of the Actor's Daily Journal. All right, so what's your next step? Your next step is to go down to the link. The actorsdailyjournal.com should link to it, or there's a direct link down there in the description for you to print the Actor's Daily Journal. Yes, it's a draft. There's probably going to be some typos. I don't care. There's 365 quotes from great acting thought leaders for you, and every day there's an exercise that you can do. You could basically create your own acting school here in your house, in your living room, your bedroom, whatever, for 365 days. I guarantee you, if you at least think about it, investigate it, do a little bit every day, this time next year, you would have gone from here to here, and you're going to have more tools at your fingertips, because when you find that method, the one that makes you feel seen and alive, that's when you'll go from I hope I belong to I know I belong. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for me. Okay, the next video that pops up, it might not be there yet when this one is out, but it'll be out in a week, is on objectives, actions, and beats, the actor's roadmap. So don't miss that. Hit the notification bell and absolutely take a minute to go to the comments and tell me at least one thing that you learned today that you didn't already know. I'm Dawnnie Mercado, and I'll see you in the next one.